Hello, friends from the comic book and manga world. My name is G, and I'll be sharing some of my picks for the May 9th, 2022 FOC. I work for Penguin Random House and manage sales into the direct comic book market around the world. So the titles I'll talk about are from those imprints and publishers that we can sell into those markets. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so please check us out at PRH International Comics, where we post some interesting news and content. First up with my pick, I had to include this. This is the SheHulk by Dan Slott. Also co-writer on this is Ty Templeton. This is the new printing of this omnibus, and what you're looking at here is the Granove cover. So from the previous printing, there was only one cover. And so for any collectors out there, especially omnibus collectors, they may want to consider the direct market version as well, especially with this Granove cover, because it's the same cover as before. But if I move on to the next slide here, this DM cover is amazing. It's absolutely awesome. So highly recommend for collectors out there to pick this up. This collects SheHulk, the 2004 run, issues number 1 to 12. Also collects the 2005 run, issues number 1 to 21. And it also includes the Marvel Western Two Gun Kid one-shot as well. And this comes out on October 18th. Next up, super excited for this, especially when I first heard about it. It's Monologue Woven for You. This is volume 2. It's a full color Yuri manga where we have these two women. One of the women is at a point in her life where she basically gives up her dream for the theater. And then you have the other woman who is still in pursuits and seeking after the dream and the dream to be on stage. So you have these like two women who are at different stages of experience, but at the core, they have some sort of passion for the theater. And it's a question of whether or not their romance that blossoms will prevail over the pressures of the stage, right? So this is entirely for fans, especially theater fans would absolutely love this. This is actually an ongoing series in Japan, and Seven Seas is looking to publish this every 2 to 3 months or whenever the new volume releases in Japan, is how it's sort of aligned there. And this goes on sale June 7th. Next up, we have Until I Meet My Husband. This is the manga version. And this is a memoir of a gay activist, Nanasaki. And it's Nanasaki is very much well known in the sense where it's the first religiously recognized same-sex marriage in Japan. And so this manga version is actually based off of the original novel of essays, which you'll actually see on the next slide. And we don't get very memoirs in manga formats very often. And so this is such an interesting backstory. And if you're going to pick up the manga, highly recommend also picking up the original collection of essays here. And this goes on sale June 14th. A very interesting experience to read through. Highly recommend it. Next up is some of my picks for some Marvel covers that caught my eye for this FOC. And we have the Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor issue number 1. We have the Coca-Cola variant. And then, of course, I know part of me is like, I shouldn't include, I mean, I say that, but I should, because Peach Momoko must be recognized, even though I recognize her pretty much every week. But, you know, amazing cover art, both of them. Both of them are stunning, stunning cover art here. This issue comes out, I think, a month prior. This comes out on June 8th. This is a month prior to the Thor Love and Thunder movie, which comes out the following month in July. So definitely recommend picking this up. This is written by Grunbeck, and the interior art is done by Michael Dowling. And I mean, why not? Right? This is Jane Foster taking up the hammer. It's everything that I want, and gorgeous covers here, gorgeous. And then I always have some piece of news towards the end. And so this news came out at the end of last year. I remember distinctly when I found about this, what I was doing and what was happening around me at that time. But I feel like not a lot of people were aware of this, or maybe they don't have this on their radar. So I do want to mention it. And we have the Archies. So if you weren't aware, the Archies is a film that's going to come out on Netflix, and it's currently in production here. The director is Zoya Akhtar. And this is actually going to be a live action musical. It's a Bollywood film, and my gosh, all you have to say is that. And I am totally sold on this. This is fantastic. I can't wait for when this is going to come out. I remember distinctly when I found out, I was actually in a bookstore, and I was jumping up and down with the bookstore manager when we found out about this, because we're huge fans of Archie comics. And so, oh, another thing to take note of, it's probably way too early. I don't even have a cover for it, but be sure to expect that Archie Comics will put out, I believe, a trade paperback, the Archies in India, sometime in spring of 2023, if things don't change, dates don't change. So be sure to keep an eye out on that as well. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. Please take note that the opinions that I've made in this video is my own, and it doesn't reflect the opinions of Penguin Random House, its imprints, its publishers, or the publishers that we represent. I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to check out our video next week for our picks. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye.